I'm Baki. Who do you got?
Well, it's
Oh,
somewhere in that
not
world.
a chance.
He punched through a whole car door. Come on.
He punched through a car.
He eats a pineapple
but-
raw. He doesn't even
Yeah,
feel it.
Yeah, but Baki beat up a gorilla.
This guy ate a pineapple. All right.
Some kind of pineapple. Hey everybody, welcome back to the Anime Summit Podcast. It's your favorite host with the most, Big Sam. What's going on in your front lawn?
Lawn.
And yeah,
I was gonna say lawn. Okay.
called it. And with me is Danny.
Unlimited power.
Oh god damn it.
You took Nick's thing.
Oh well.
And Nick.
No, Mr. Bond, I want you to die.
You guys, we did villains last week. God.
Okay.
Those are the
well,
cool lines, though.
I can do the Rick and Morty thing.
Nah.
Look at me, Morty. I'm a pickle.
This. Welcome back, guys.
That was the worst Rick impression ever.
Seriously, I
I
don't
can
even
do-
watch the show.
I can do Morty pretty good.
Yeah, most.
Sam, you do Rick.
Most people who watch that show can do Morty pretty good. Get it? Because you suck. Anyway. Welcome back.
Gotta put
to
this
Anime
real
Summit,
far
y'all.
up your ass, Morty.
This week we're talking about OP characters. We kind of did a.
What does OP mean, Sam?
Overpowered.
Powered.
Over.
So over.
Powered. Because two reasons. One, because it's our patron series number 2, so topics suggested by a patron, and number 2, I kind of took the idea from Project Manga because for their 500 sub special, they did a live stream episode. Because they're
Oh,
a
I thought you were gonna
podcast.
say their 500th episode. I was like,
Oh
holy
no, yeah,
shit.
that'd be crazy. No,
I mean,
They
split all their
we're
episodes
kinda
into, like,
close
10
there.
parts.
we're getting
kinda
close to our 500.
We're getting close.
Yeah.
We're
Holy
at
We're not that.
251 right
We're not that close though.
Yeah, but we're at 251
we're
already.
halfway.
It's like 5 years
Halfway.
away.
Yeah, because we're weekly. But anyway, Project Manga, they're a vodcast. So like, instead of doing like a normal episode, they live streamed it and they interacted with like the live chat and it was really cool. And they had they talked about some overpowered characters in manga, and things like, and some webtoons too, which is really cool. But anyway, go check them out. But yeah, so suggested by Mitch Loves Anime. Mitch is really cool patron. He's been around for a little bit now, and he his question originally was kind of like, talk about OP characters, or your favorite OP characters or whatever. And I thought it would just be nice to just kind of talk about them just straight up, and just kind of, we'll go through like some questions like what makes them good, what makes them bad, how are they, when does the show do them right, when is it stupid, because it's hit or miss. It's hit or miss. I don't think there's really any. There might be some gray area with OP characters if they're like a side character or a villain maybe, but like when it's the main character or a good guy, it's like, I don't know, you could fuck it up. You could definitely fuck it up. Like it would ruin the show or movie or whatever. So anyway, we thought it'd be fun to talk about that. First, I'm going to take a break and then we'll be right back. Well, clogged the toilet because my poop was overpowered. Hup!
Bucket of golf balls.
Links.animesummit.net. You can find all the pertinent links right there to everything we do, YouTube channel, where you can listen to the pod and everything. And Discord as well. There's a Discord and social medias. And patreon.com/anime summit. Become a patron today. If you're becoming a patron during these trying times, thank you. We're working on getting some new equipment for some like, I think I'm working on getting something for my computer, maybe some stuff for Nick right now, so it's really awesome, so thank you for that. And you'll get exclusive stuff. You get episodes before anyone else and things like that. Speaking of, I just got to say this week And last week I had AO EPs like lined up and ready to go, AOQ EPs, and the first one I had got ruined because one of the people recording wasn't recording for 45 minutes, and then we had to redo it, and then they just got goofy afterwards, and then the second half of it, one of the audios of like one of the other hosts, their audio was like really noisy. They were doing a bunch of stuff, and it was like raspy and weird. So I was
Just
like,
doing
no.
the dishes.
Yeah, like I don't even
Clank,
fucking know what they were doing. And then me and Danny did one with, me
Just
and Danny
turning on
did,
the fucking garbage
like
disposal
I
in the
know
back.
they were doing something, on top of it, it was like raspy or something a little bit. And then me and Danny were doing one with Noxie, kind of last minute, and I went to go edit it this week, and it turns out that Noxie's thing wasn't recording after 7 minutes, so it only recorded 7 minutes of like our 2-hour conversation. And it was
See, that's why you always keep that visible, Danny.
Yes.
Hey, excuse me. I keep my shit visible.
So I just
Now
want
you do.
I just want you all to know that I'm working
Fuck you.
on some extra ones, and I'm working on some other solo casts for the patrons that I
Wait, when was my fuck up? So like we've all fucked up recording,
Yours was a while ago.
but what did I do to fuck it up? I forgot. Did my shit just crash?
I don't think it was you that fucked it up. I think your shit just fucked up. I think.
Well, I know like when we first started, my audio was fucking garbage, but like besides that, anyway,
I think it
and
was
Sam,
your stuff that just fucked
you
up.
had something else, and then Danny, like her recording stopped. I think you had one of those too, where your recording stopped.
Yeah,
partway
my
through.
recording stopped. Like
No, well, mine. I just had my mic muted.
yeah,
whole
that's right.
time.
So
Oh,
it was
God.
it was a full thing of audio, but the last half of it was just like a line. There was no waveforms. Yeah. And then for
Just
the decade
insert audio of yourself, like agreeing with yourself in Danny's voice. Like, that's a good point, Sam. Oh,
for the decade
I
app,
don't
my
sound like
my
Mickey.
thing
What the hell?
for the
That's
decade
Pascal.
app, my thing maxed
see,
out
you
at 3
can't tell the
hours.
difference.
So like we were going past 3 hours, and at 15 minutes after that, I was like, "You guys, we have to stop because my thing stopped recording." But that's why I use a different program now. So anyway, that was fucking funny. So I have more planned, and I have normally for like my solo casts and like even for Danny, like we ask like what you guys want to hear. I'm actually just gonna do a couple of them and just give them to the patrons for, because. And you can listen to them or not or whatever, it doesn't matter. I'm just gonna do them because I feel really bad about not doing the AOQ app last week and this week. So you will get some of those patron casts at the end of this week and next week, and then okay, let's move on to listener question of the week real quick before we get into Waifu and Husbando. This comes from patron Mom Who Pays Taxes, aka Dr. Block. What is an anime character you wanted to be as a kid and one you want to be now?
Well,
That's a good one.
my friends and I, we role played a lot.
Yeah. If you didn't do that as a kid,
That's
then
not
you probably had
surprising.
if you didn't do that as a kid though, like, I mean, because I would go outside. You'd go outside, right, with your friends, and
Of
then
course, yeah.
And we would play I would take my Pokemon Burger King toys, like the little ball, and put them on my hip, and we would pretend play Pokemon, like, and I would always throw out like.
Dude, that's
We
fucking
didn't
hilarious.
do Pokemon.
I can imagine Sam doing that.
My
Oh,
friends
yeah,
and
like
I.
if you didn't play make believe, dude. You're square.
Dude, remember when we were in gym class and Sam, you were like, we were playing badminton, or no, it was a softball. It was one of those, and you're like, shove it a hup every time you threw the ball. That's how you throw a Pokeball.
Yeah, that's me throwing a Pokeball now. It's just like, all right, Charizard, skip it hip. Sorry,
My
Danny,
friends
I
and I-
interrupted
Funny
you.
as shit.
Yeah, no, my friends and I didn't do that. We didn't play Pokemon. We played like some Calibur, Street Fighter. I think my friends and I even did some Sailor, like the girls of my group. We played like Sailor Moon, and stuff. And we would pick like who was who.
Yeah.
So.
And then you get mad because you wanted to be like,
Oh my god! So when Sailor Moon was first airing on Toonami.
We got to guess who Danny's Sailor Scout is.
All right, guess.
I should know this, but I don't know it.
Just pick one. I don't fucking know.
Sailor,
I'm gonna say Sailor Moon. Usagi. I'm saying Usagi. There we go.
Yeah, I'm actually gonna say Sailor Moon
Wildly
too.
guessing.
Nope.
No, Sam, pick a different one. All right.
Okay, Sailor.
Jupiter, because Danny wants to be tall.
Well,
I'll say Sailor Mercury. Sailor
It's an
Mercury.
envy thing.
okay, so my childhood best friend and I, we would fight over Sailor Mercury, and we actually
Oh, I was gonna guess
got
that, too.
into a really heated argument about it too. Like,
You're both Sailor Mercury.
we wanted to be Sailor Mercury, and yeah, but then once Sailor Jupiter came into the picture, I was like, okay, I'll be her.
I did that with
So.
the neighbor kid. We always played Pokemon. He was like, I get to be Ash, and I'm like, why are you always Ash? And then we got into a big fight, and I didn't talk to him for
Why
like a
would
week.
you want to be Ash now, dude? He sucks.
No, he's the greatest Pokemon trainer ever. What are you talking about?
Oh
Are
my
you serious?
God.
Doesn't he
No,
just
he
fucking
does
lose
not.
every time?
He fucking
Okay,
sucks.
yes, but that's because he cares more about the well-being of his Pokemon than he does.
He-
Sounds like a
winning.
loser, dude.
He's okay. It took him like what? He stayed a 10-year-old boy for like what, 20 years? And now he finally became a champion?
Yeah, he
Please.
just won.
Get
Like,
out
he
of here,
just won,
man.
yeah.
Get out of here.
When I was a kid, I wanted to be like, so I had friends that were girls because back then I was a boy, and I could only play like Sailor Moon or Card Captors with them, and like if I tried to do that with like my guy friends, they'd be like, "That's gay. You're gay," whatever. So
now
yeah,
you're
there's-
like, thank you.
there's my childhood gender dysphoria story for you. But then like I always wanted to be I wanted to be Super Saiyan Trunks. I wanted to be the
Trunks
Super
Dude,
is
Saiyan.
everybody
cool.
wanted to be Trunks.
I
Everybody
wanted to be with the
Trunks, man.
sword because I wanted the
Shit.
sword, dude. The sword was cool.
She.
What about you, Nick? Or did you watch? You watched anime as a kid?
Oh yeah, I mean I watched like the regular shit. I don't think I role played. Maybe I did. I don't remember off the top of my head, but I did. I remember seeing this girl. It was elementary school. She's like, I'm Nala from fucking Lion King. They were acting like lions, and I was like the funniest shit I ever saw, dude. Yeah, that's all I remember about role playing. But yeah, I'm vanilla. I'm basic.
Now,
Salt is too spicy for me.
a character I want to be now, I want to be Ava Unit 1. I want to be literally Jesus Christ.
Just slowly open your mouth.
Yeah. Break open the job race and just get crucified and, destroy the world, all that kind of stuff. I want to do that. That sounds really cool. No, I don't know. I want to be like, I don't know, someone cute. I don't fucking know. Probably-
Any character, right?
Yeah. I want to be Bulma because she's rich and all she does is eat with gods. She just has lunch with literal gods and is rich. Like, that just sounds like a
Well, I
great
don't think she
time.
needs to be rich if she's eating with gods. They can just do shit.
Right. But she's rich on top of it, you know what I mean? It's like, whatever. Capsule Corp. Throw a little capsule in the floor and it becomes a whole ass house. Come on now.
That's what I'm saying, dude.
All right, what about you guys?
Don't have to worry about parking or anything.
No. What about you guys?
Nick, you go first.
Let me click my anime list. Fuck, I don't know. I want to be a character who doesn't have to do shit. I just want to be like a Pokemon trainer, dude. Right now, I want to be. Not as a kid.
You could be
I wanna
like
be
Professor
Brock.
Oak. Be a Professor Oak assistant. Oh yeah, be Professor Oak, dude.
No, I'm Brock, dude.
Just be Brock.
You and your jelly donuts.
Dude, I get
Just
all the Nurse
backpack.
Joys.
Just
There's
backpack
no
throughout
stress
the
in
country.
Pokemon. There's no stress in that whole world. How can you say no to that? There you go. GG. Plus, Brock makes a bunch of dad puns, so that's funny. Danny, just pick fucking Kagome or something. I know you're gonna do it.
Kagome? No. It's Sango all the way, man. Are you kidding? Oh.
Yeah, Sango's a G.
Honestly, no. You know what? Honestly, I want to be Erd from Oh My Goddess. Like
There you go.
The
half
Erd is the word.
half goddess,
Or
half
is the word.
half goddess, half demon. Like, yeah. Plus, she's hot and she's very like sneaky and stuff. And it's really funny when she hears like Anka music. She like falls asleep and stuff, which is kind of hilarious.
There
It's
you
like
go.
her ultimate weakness.
There you go. Those are the characters we want to be, or we did want to be and want to be now.
I want to
actually-
revert back to a kid.
I'm gonna be a kid again.
I'm Brock. Fuck you.
Brock, fuck you. That was actually a funny question. That was really funny. All right, let's do it. Waifu and Husbando is obviously some OP characters. Waifu is Madoka because she is OP. Without spoiling, I'll just say she is.
More like
And-
Gattaca, am I right?
Am I right, dude? Husbando is Kirito the beater.
The real black swordsman. Kirito.
The real black swordsman. Yeah, dude. OP characters. That's what we're doing. So what's an overpowered character? Well, an overpowered character is just literally what it says. Like, they're just so powerful in their, their show or world set. They could literally, take on anyone pretty much. Take out a continent, maybe. Who knows? Depending on the show, obviously. Like, you could consider, like in Food Wars, you could consider Soma, like, OP, right? Because, like, he has only ever, so far, and this is a spoiler, so cover your ears for, like, 10 seconds, he's never lost. Like, he's only lost one time.
No, he loses to his dad.
And he always loses to his dad, because that's like Yujiro Hama and Baki Hanma kind of thing, but, like...
Oh, God, Yujiro Hama's fucking OP as shit.
Right. So, like...
We're not doing a list, we're just kind of talking about...
Yeah,
right?
we're just kind of, discussing. But, like, so that's, like, an overpowered character. Like, fucking Ultra Instinct Goku, Super Saiyan Blue Goku.
Any level of Goku, just
Any
even
level
as a
of
kid.
Goku. Yeah, even as
Actually,
a kid.
as a kid, he was kind of on par with Krillin for a little bit.
Well, because they were
For
trained
about a hot minute.
together.
He was.
Actually, he was still above him. He was still...
It wasn't really until, like, the Piccolo saga, the first Piccolo saga with his dad, that Goku started, like, just getting ahead of literally everyone. Like, it was like right after the Tien and Chaozu saga. Like, he started, like, just training like a G or whatever. And then he, like, went to go train with, like, Korin, which literally nobody else has done before him.
He had to climb that tower. Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, original Dragon Ball was a lot more fun than Dragon Ball Z. Fight me.
It literally was a lot more fun. It's probably the best.
More
of
fun.
the-
Now, it wasn't as epic.
Right. But, like, yeah, so, like, that's an overpowered character. Just, like, straight up a G at everything they do.
Saitama is also.
Saitama, So, like, some questions, right? What makes an overpowered character good? Well, like, I think the best way to talk about this is, like, just talk about examples, like, when they're done right, Like, I think Saitama is one of those examples of an overpowered character done right, because it's not even just about their power, it's also about their personality and how they're written. And Saitama is just, like, the way things go for him, Like, imagine Saitama, like, really smart, which, I mean, he is. He's smart enough, but, like, super intelligent, super devious. Like, he could literally probably take out a whole island by punching it if he wanted. But, like,
If he wanted to.
yeah, if he wanted, he could. I mean, like, he's taken out whole cliffs before, but, like, and obviously there might be spoilers ahead. So when we talk about these characters, but, like, I think that's a one written right. I think also Mob is another one written right, because Mob has to, like, Mob is powerful by himself.
Too.
Yes, yeah. Mob is powerful by himself, but he also has to get there too. Even when his emotional level is not at 100, he's still powerful. But when it is, I mean, it's pretty. With the 2 seasons that are out, it's probably pretty much established that he's the most, and that's not even really a spoiler. That's like halfway through season 1, you realize he's just legit the most powerful psychic ever. And he could literally, there's, like, times where you do see him struggle because he lets his, like, emotion get the best of him, and he kind of lets his guard down for a second, or,
I feel like
yeah.
I feel like that kind of OP character that shows some struggle and everything is also another example that a character is done right. Like, showing the challenges that these OP characters have to face.
Yeah,
Right.
and with Mob, the struggle isn't to use his psychic powers because he's already mastered them. It's to, what is it? It's basically to, like, make friends. That's the
Right.
struggle, and to, like, find a place in the world that he's not not including like psychic powers. Like he wants to be like a normal person. Basically, that's kind of his struggle.
So pretty much like containing his powers is his challenge as an overpowered character.
Yeah, it's like the opposite of a lot of like sports shows. There would be like an overpowered character like Soma, where they don't really struggle with the
they're super
with
competent.
like the main action.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, Soma's really funny, so in that way he's kind of pretty well written, I would say. But
well, Soma is a little arrogant too, especially like
that's what
in
makes
the
him
first
good.
Season, yeah, because he's all like, because when he first went to the cooking school, you know, he was announced and he went up on that stage and he's all like, yeah, so I'm gonna be number 1 seat, I'm gonna beat you all, blah blah blah, and everyone was all like fucking hating on him. Like,
that's how you do it, because they're always so
guy?
timid. They're always like, well, I don't know if I'm that strong, and then everyone's like, wow, they're really strong. And
It turns
they're
out
all
they are.
bashful and shit, and it's like, fuck you, dude.
Oh, I don't know if I could beat him. He's
Be
too
a pompous
powerful.
prick. That's what I want to see. If you're that overpowered.
I think another, and like I think, how many episodes is the original Sailor Moon?
You mean the
Say-
first
say it
season
again?
or all of it?
All of it. Sorry, all of it.
I think it's a couple hundred,
Oh, a couple hundred.
give or take, roughly, maybe a little more.
Because like,
Because there's Sailor Moon R, S, Super S, a couple other things.
because
And they're
she
all like
wasn't
50 episodes.
she's powerful, but she wasn't super OP until the like towards the end when she could do the.
Yeah, she could like travel faster than light or something. I forgot how
Yeah.
that works. I haven't actually seen that far. I've seen
when she
Sailor
has-
Moon Crystal, but I forgot a lot of the plot
when
beats.
she has the lambda power or whatever. But like, that's kind of like done right because it took her a long time to get there. And Goku, you could say it took him a long time to get there too because that's 400, 300 some episodes. But like, with Goku, that whole show, from Dragon Ball Z and onward, like to Super and all that, it's just a huge power creep. It's just like, okay, well now Goku's this strong, so we got to do this. Now Goku's
Yeah.
this strong, so we got to do
and
this.
they're kind of inconsistent with the power levels too.
Yeah,
Because like
yeah.
they had the Scouters at first in Dragon Ball Z. And they're
Yeah.
like, oh my god, his power level is so high. It's 1,000. And it's like, they get to Frieza and it's like 1,000,000 or something. And then
yeah, like there's just a huge jump. Like
they
yeah.
just stopped talking about power levels. I kind of wish they would have kept doing it. That would have been kind of cool, but
yeah,
it's just
I
like
actually
ridiculous.
wish they did too. Yeah, because like after the Ginyu arc, it pretty much was like there was no more Scouters. It was pretty much just like, oh, I can sense their energy, whatever.
So, side note, Sailor Moon has 200 episodes.
Okay,
Hey, I was right.
Total.
but even then,
Plus
like,
their movies as well.
yeah, right. Even then, it took her a while to get there. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
like
And that's-
the first season, like you can tell like she was just not used to being Sailor Moon and all that.
She's a
kind of
klutz.
stuff.
She's a
was
meatball head.
Yeah, she was a klutz. I want to say, she didn't see she until I want to say Sailor Moon S, when like I'm just gonna say the English because that's how I know Rini, when she came into play and she got her Sailor Moon powers, like when like Fish Eye, Hawkeye, and Tiger Eye were there. That's when Sailor Moon was a little bit more confident in her skills. At least that's my opinion on how I see it. So
yeah,
Yeah, she at least had to grow. Like some characters just start OP, like Kirito, who's a
right.
husbando.
Okay,
He's just
see,
like, I
no,
can
we
hack
went
the
to-
fucking game, and
he didn't.
Deus
hack,
Ex
okay.
Machina.
I think oh my god.
I mean, he not really, but basically. Well, he turned into like a
There's-
person who develops games, right?
He does testing. The thing about Kirito is like, there's the way the books were written, and I don't know what quote to this day I still don't know what Quokka's problem is with this, but like they obviously skipped floors and jumped a bunch of days and stuff like that, right?
Yeah, they should have had
were-
another. They should have had like a season of the just like going up the floors. You know,
Well, there are books of that. But like,
it's not the anime though.
okay. Anyway, like
According to Nick, books are irrelevant. Some.
Books aren't real.
I
Mal's
just
down.
Can't
Books
recognize
aren't
the
real.
He
pictures.
can't read.
I can't read.
But like, so like people, I don't know why people hated that so much. It didn't bother me. I thought that was normal because obviously the episode was 12 eps
No,
or
it
13
didn't.
eps.
I didn't hate it that much. It was just it would have been nice if they did more, and like actually showed him training and getting stronger. But like suddenly he's level 1,000,000, and he's fighting like
Well,
the end boss.
I think people forget that they were all in that game for 2 years.
Yeah, and it was like 2 episodes.
Well, no. But like it in the span of the 12, 13 episodes that Ironclad is, they were there for 2 years. And Kirito, one of the reasons he was able to navigate himself so well is because he played the beta for like a year before that. So like there was a very small handful of people who did, and he happened to be one.
Yeah,
of them.
but the thing is that's like an off-screen thing. Like we don't see that. They just say like, "Oh, by the way, I have these special abilities. I've been training this off-screen, and you just didn't see it." And that's the problem. You got to see
guess.
it.
I guess that doesn't bother me. Like, I mean, why would they? I mean, I don't know. That doesn't bother me. It really.
The whole point is you have to see it, because I can say anything. I can say this character did that or knows this or whatever, and it's like, so what? There's no connection to it from the audience.
I guess, and
That's the problem. Plus, every girl likes Kirito. That makes him overpowered. Every harem protagonist is overpowered. Also, every hentai protagonist is extremely overpowered because they just shoot buckets, dude. They're just drowning people.
shoot buckets.
That's disgusting.
I don't know. I guess I don't. Maybe I'm a sucker. But like, that didn't bother me. That was enough explanation for me. I just wanted to see him get to the end, and he did. So like, and they
You're
explained,
filling in the blanks with extra shit. But
I don't
you
know.
shouldn't
I just
have
feel like
to.
the
That's
people.
what we're saying.
I just feel like the people who complain about that stuff, it's like they've never seen a Pulp Fiction movie or a Quentin Tarantino movie where things are told out of order.
Well, no, but the difference there is they got good dialogue. Like in almost every single anime, the dialogue is very basic.
Oh,
Some of
I suppose
that's
you're- I suppose
translation,
you're
but-
right. I don't know. I guess it didn't bother me that much. I can understand why it bothers other people, kinda. I guess, but it doesn't
But compare
bother
that
me.
to Katanagatari, right? Because the
Okay.
guy was strong when they got there, like right away.
Shikicha, yeah.
He was strong as fuck. But like the way that they had conversations made them like well-rounded characters. Kirito wasn't that well-rounded. He's just like he's extremely good at the game. Every girl likes him. He like basically never makes a mistake. Like he thinks he does, but not really. His only mistake is not being more overpowered. It's like I don't know.
Yeah, why aren't you
So
more
Nick,
overpowered?
what would you say that Kirito is an overpowered character done bad?
Yeah. But like it's still memorable, so I'd rather have that than just like a bland. I don't know. The thing with Sword Art is like the whole world around it is interesting, and like the concept is interesting, and it has a good soundtrack, and Asuna's hot as fuck. So it's like I'll watch it. Kirito's not that bad. He's not like the worst character ever. Like a lot of these anti-tubers, are complaining about Sword Art because it gets them clicks and makes them money. But like the show is better than a lot of anime. It's not good, but like what am I trying to say? Like it's not actually that well written most of the time. It has like a lot of flaws, but I don't know. We're talking about Kirito himself. He just doesn't have enough like real struggles. His struggles seem a little like manufactured.
Well,
Yeah, well,
I don't know. I mean, I haven't finished. I didn't finish Sword Art, like at all.
Did you
I
get to
would-
the tentacle scene?
It's
You're
been
missing
so
out.
okay. It's been so long
You're
since
missing
I've seen it. I think the last thing that I can remember was when Asuna and Kirito were like together and they like adopted that girl as
The
their
AI.
own. That was the last thing I remember, and I was just like, yeah, okay, I'm done with this.
Alice,
We have a child. It's fucking ones and zeros though.
Alicization is the first time, you see him actually struggle, which I kind of appreciate. But like even in Gun Gale, he's a little.
Dude, a Gun Gale is probably the worst.
Yeah,
It's
Gun
like,
Gale is the worst.
I'm gonna charge at you with a sword, and you have a fucking gun.
I mean,
but
if
it's
you
like
want to talk
it's an entertaining.
about,
It's an entertaining show. Like it's easy to watch it. That's the thing.
if you want to talk about overpowered characters that like have no struggles, then that's Slime from
Oh, reincarnated as a slime.
Yeah, like it has no struggles at all. Like they don't.
Yeah, literally none. It's just like
no struggles whatsoever. And
probably one of the most overpowered characters, like compared to their world. Not like in raw numbers, but just like compared to the rest of the world.
Right, yeah. And that show, and I mean, I think I've said it so many times, like we've even reviewed it and stuff. The first half of that show, it was all well and fine. Like I thought it was pretty cool that he was like eating these things to gain different types of abilities and everything. But then once he went to the school, that's when like I started thinking, okay, this character like has no sense of like struggle whatsoever. Like like they can do no wrong.
Yeah, it's just kind of building up a utopia and just building up and building up.
Yeah.
And it just kind of gets like my eyes just kind of gloss over
And I was just like
the last part of the show, but I don't know.
it's a little boring.
Yeah, slimes like the eating thing where you can just eat them and gain all their powers.
Yeah.
It's kind of like what's that show? I don't want to get hurt, so I maxed out my defense. The girl, she has the same similar power.
Yeah.
And that was the same thing. Like that had a really good start. Like the first few episodes were great, and then it just trails off because they didn't figure out a way
watch it.
to build more like suspense and tension and all that.
Yeah, that like also like there was I'm trying to think of another character who's like that, who like absorb Helsing, Alucard from Helsing.
Oh, dude, Helsing's ultra overpowered.
Yeah, because like
he's cool though.
Well, like the thing is like so he's a vampire, right? And so he naturally his thing is like he lives a long time because he's a vampire. He's pretty much undead, and he has this power to like absorb and eat people in his like demonic form. And when he does that, he gains like their attributes. And for doing that for hundreds and hundreds of years, by the time it comes down to fight with him, you can't do the normal stuff to a vampire that you would normally do to kill a vampire to him. Like the stake through the heart, silver bullet, sunlight, none of that matters to him. Like you can stake him in the heart and his body will recover it before he, succumbs to that injury, which is like, but I think in my, like, that's the way he's written. So like, that's like kind of what Nick said earlier, like, oh, Shikisha, when you meet him, he's already there. He's already strong. You know what I mean? It's kind of like, I think that's kind of like Superman, like Superman didn't become Superman. He was already Superman. You know what I mean? And I think that's an example of it done right.
Oh yeah, Superman is like the archetypical overpowered character. That's like the first name that anybody would think of, pretty much.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
Superman and Goku probably, but then they'd get into an argument about who
they do
wins.
the Superman versus Goku.
Yeah.
Nobody knows.
Soups. I'm just saying that I don't actually know.
Well, yeah. I mean, he doesn't. Superman and Goku, they're both characters who actually hold back like 50% of the time, so who knows. But I think with Alucard, that's like, that's because that's what he is. So that's what he does. But like, with Kirito, I can kind of see it's just his struggles are manufactured. They're kind of just like plot device. So now he can do this kind of thing, which I can understand. Other characters, I guess, like I'm trying to find another example of a bad one. What's another example of a bad one? Like,
let's see.
Naraku from Inuyasha.
God, I haven't even seen that. I can't. I've seen like a couple episodes.
Yeah, he was really annoying.
He's the Majin Buu villain. You kill him and he revives.
Yeah.
And it's just like...
Have you guys seen The Irregular Magic High School?
No.
Apparently, or it's also called like Mahoka, I think. Apparently, the guy in that's like one of the popular anime that people are always kind of shitting on for being overpowered. Haven't seen it. I think it's on Netflix too, actually. Should check that out.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah,
I
this
believe
is
it
on
is.
Netflix. I tried watching this multiple times, and I never got past the first episode.
It's one of those generic
Right.
like school battle, whatever you call them. Yeah, I don't know.
There's also like Kenshin. They never really explain. Actually, they do explain it in the Samurai X movie. They did, I guess, right?
He's just really good at with the sword.
He's just really good at like what he does. Yeah, never mind.
Well,
He
with
holds
that,
back.
I mean, in the show, they don't really explain it. The only way that you will be able to understand Kenshin's character is to watch the Samurai X movies, in
Yeah.
my opinion. Like, that's
Right.
the only way that you'll be able to understand, why Kenshin is such a big deal in the show.
Yeah, it's one of those things where like they explain it. It's kind of like Star Wars. Like, oh yeah, I fought with your father in the Clone Wars.
I actually have
and then
another.
they made the movies later.
I have a good one that's a bad one. The enemy from the show Babylon that just finished this year, like in January.
Oh.
That's the one that got delayed and finished in January. It's basically, I don't know.
What is her name?
It's like this woman. She can whisper to people and make them do what she wants, and like basically she tells them to kill themselves, and like that's kind of the conceit. They're like, "Oh, is suicide moral?" But then they like the show is bad. It's a bad show, but it had like an interesting first 3 episodes, like especially the cliffhanger in episode 3. But then like the female character enemy, she's just like sadistic and like unbeatable. Like you can't do anything against her because she can control everyone. And
Magase. I Magase.
yeah, I
Sorry,
Magase. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's just like the show itself is not good. It has a lot of like kind of troubling, not even conclusions, just like way that it handles
They're
the
just
topic.
dumb, like how they handled everything.
And then
Just
it just kind of
really?
goes off the rails the last few episodes. I don't know. Anyway, yeah. So she is just like, she's really annoying too. I don't I don't like the that type of character where they're just like always the ara. You're an ara distance, like the what is it the smug female femme fatale who's like way too good.
I mean, at least with like villains though, it makes a little more sense. Because like
Yeah.
they're the villain, they
I
want
mean,
to.
you want them to lose.
You want them. You want there to be a climb to his defeat or whatever for the story.
Chaos as a ladder.
But like
You would know if you watch Game of Thrones.
Game of Butts, more like nice one, dude. I think I think Inuyashiki is a good one. Just to kind of change gears.
Oh
here,
yeah, was it the bad guy in that one?
because the bad guy in that one
Bang, bang, bang,
is
bang.
the bad guy hero is the same.
He just points his finger.
It's kind of like you fight fire with fire. The reason why, even though Ichiro Inuyashiki is overpowered, he still is struggling as like he's an innocent old man. He doesn't fight or do things like that. So when it came time to like, step up and take care of this hero guy who's way younger and much more, in tune with being kind of like a delinquent in some way, he still struggled. You know what I mean? This was one of those OP versus OP kind of things. That's the only way we can kill the villain is, we got to fight fire with fire kind of thing. And I think that was kind of done well because the struggle was Inuyashiki being an innocent old man who doesn't fight. So he's like, fuck, I'll never forget the fucking scene where he confronts the mafia, though. That was badass. When he confronts the Yakuza and shoots everyone's eyes out. So good. God damn it. But
Just a revenge porn show.
Kind of is. Yeah.
I'm a hater.
Yeah, Nick doesn't like anything good. But like...
I remember you guys had that on your top list for that year, and I was seething on the inside,
Seething. And then you have ones like Devilman, right, where he's basically a god, I call this like a deity overpowered character. They're overpowered because they have achieved a demigod status or a god status in some way. And what's his name? His name is Akira, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Akira.
Yeah.
He's a regular guy, and then he becomes Devilman, who's got these godlike powers. He becomes a demigod or demi-human.
Or the other godlike OP characters, Haruhi.
They're hard as Haruhi. Yeah.
Oh God.
There's
Haruhi is
Gadoka,
great, dude.
who we
She's
mentioned
hilarious.
earlier.
She picks on the red-haired girl.
Yusuke is almost like kind of that status, right? Obviously, because a demon is like not
Well, at the end, but like
at the end. Yeah, not.
it's a regular shonen show. He really has to train his ass off.
That's one done.
He's,
right.
I wouldn't even say he's overpowered. Like at the very end, he is, but like as a character as a whole, I would say no.
Yeah. Because he's still a regular kid. He's just like a regular guy.
I would say Vash is pretty overpowered.
Vash is pretty overpowered.
Vash the Stampede.
Yeah, especially when you find out his secret near the end of the show.
Yeah.
Well, actually, even at the beginning, he's really overpowered. He can like dodge bullets.
Yeah, I was gonna say even just as a gunfighter.
Every mark that he shoots.
The first episode really shows like how stupid, but also like how skilled of a gunman he is.
Yeah, he knows what he's doing, but
he acts dumb.
He's just kind of a yutz. Yeah.
And that makes him endearing.
That makes him.
I remember watching that like Trigun for the first time late at night, and I'm all like, and I even said it out loud. I'm like, he's so stupid, but yet he's so awesome at the same time.
Dude, I still have that ending song stuck in my head. Apparently, Trigun doesn't age as well as people think, like the animation especially.
Damn, really?
That's what I've heard.
Watch it again.
I don't know about that. I thought it aged pretty well.
See, that's the thing. That's your memory. You're remembering it in rose-tinted glasses, Danny.
Rose-tinted.
You got to put on poop-tinted glasses and watch it again.
Poop-tinted glasses. You got to
Sorry, I don't
truth.
own poop-tinted
The
glasses.
Well, I'll send you a pair. I got an extra.
No,
Another example of one where it's like Yusuke, where it's like they work to get there and it makes sense, along with Usagi. You know what I mean? Is the one Nick's got listed here, freaking Ryuko Matsui. Like she.
Oh yeah.
She works to get there. Like
the mini Gurren Lagann. Same. Her and Simone from Gurren Lagann.
Yeah. Yep. That's another good example of it. And you like to watch her get there. I like to watch Yusuke get there too. I think that those are examples of it done right, but they're not necessarily OP till the very end.
Yeah, so I wouldn't even put him in that category.
Sure.
Necessarily. We're talking about characters who are just pretty much always OP, like from early on.
Right. Yeah, I like how you put Godzilla.
That was in the YouTube video.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, the YouTube. Nick put this really cool YouTube video where it was a guy who
made that one.
His YouTube channel is called Lord Eisen.
Okay.
And he made a video where it was going from weakest to strongest. But like,
and he had all these categories.
Yeah, he used a system that was developed by somebody else, and he linked the video, but that video got taken down. So
it was basically tiers, like letter tiers.
It was like letter tiers, and also like an example was like they could take out a continent, they could take out a country, and then it got to a point where it was like they can take out the moon, whatever. And like the
speaking of taking out the moon. All right, characters that can take out the moon. Koro Sensei from Assassination Classroom.
I still haven't seen that show.
Dude, Sam,
Vash
you would
the
fucking love that show.
Stampede.
Yeah, Vash the Stampede, Goku. Actually, Master Roshi did that, but close enough.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah, he did too. Yeah, Unit 1 probably could.
Yeah, probably that. Yeah, I was going to say.
But Unit 1 is another kind of one that like...
Unit 1 is pretty overpowered, actually, if you think about it.
But he has to get there, though. Or they have to get
there. No, Unit
like...
1 itself.
Oh, sure.
Not Shinji.
Sure. No, I see what you mean. Because
it's like... Well, I don't want to spoil what happens, but like basically in Evangelion, they depend a lot on Unit 1 to save
do.
the day.
They really.
I mean,
do.
they all work together though at the same time, so it's not just that. But
Right.
um,
What about? Let's talk about. And you guys explain this because I have not finished watching it and I've never read it. But like Baki Hanma and Yujiro Hanma.
oh dude,
Like the thing with Yujiro Hanma
Yujiro
is
Hanma is the strongest man alive.
they call him the demon because his back muscles look like a demon.
right.
It's ridiculous.
Doesn't like the government have like a tracker on him because they like.
No, yeah. So the reason that your GPS is sometimes off is because the government's busy tracking Yujiro Hanma. The fucking satellites. He throws out the fucking GPS of the world. It's so funny. And
That
he
is
just does
nuts.
like the crazier and crazier feats. But like Baki, it's weird because Baki is like semi-realistic. They don't actually have like laser beams and shit. They're not
Yeah.
like Goku.
They don't do ki energy or things like
It's
yeah,
like
no, it's just
Up,
fighting.
it's like
legit
beyond
fighting.
peak human. It's like the most like you could maybe believe that somebody would survive what they did or could do what they did if they got really lucky and like the perfect circumstance. Maybe.
Well, they did it as realistic as possible because they even put Muhammad Ali in this and Muhammad Ali's son.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and I mean, I definitely think Baki is definitely really close to being the strongest man, but his dad is way up there.
No, he's
So-
not close to his dad. Like
No,
at the point
nowhere,
of the show,
nowhere
he's
close.
not.
Like, but
In the manga, I think he eventually. I actually haven't finished the manga, but
I haven't.
he gets a lot
started.
closer.
But there are
The manga's better. It's really good.
the Baki, not Baki the Grappler, not the one from what was it, 2010, Nick?
The original one was from like
Baki the
2000, like 2001.
Okay,
maybe.
2000, right. So Baki, the one that came out in 2018, that one actually has quite a lot of really strong characters.
Yeah, the old man.
What, the
He's like
American guy?
incredible. Yeah,
Because
I think he's
there were
American.
a lot of old guys.
The guy who looks like Santa Claus.
Oh, like what's his Doran or something like that?
That's Dorian.
Dorian, yeah.
And they like hide explosives inside of their bodies and shit. It's fucking crazy.
Yeah. He fucking he threw up a grenade.
It was a
and
grenade.
blew up-
Yeah, he had a
and blew
grenade.
up a dojo just to prove his point or something like that.
And then oh god, who's his name starts with an O. The guy who owns the dojo. Like his hand gets sliced off.
Orochi.
His hand gets sliced off and he fucking punches him with the stump.
It was fucking awesome.
Dude,
It
the
was
fight scenes
great.
in Baki are like insane because like they go
Sam,
into
you
detail
need
about
to
like
watch
what
it.
exactly is happening. It's not like repeated frames like Dragon Ball
Right.
or Dragon Ball
yeah.
Z, more like Dragon Ball Z. Dragon Ball actually had really good choreography, but yeah, like overpowered. Like they're all pretty overpowered because like they're not dying.
Yeah. Biscuit, the Dark Arrow Unchained guy.
Oh, Biscuit Oliva, the black dude.
Yeah.
Dude, he's my goal physique. Okay, if I can get there, I will have made it.
Dude, in prison, like, he is like, he is the in prison, he's the most freed man in prison. Like,
Yeah, he gets shot point blank with a shotgun and just fucking flexes it out.
What the hell?
Because he
There's
eats so much food that like his body just produces all this heat, and it's just like insane.
There's a lot of OP characters in Baki. A lot.
So like that's an example of it done right then because that's the setting. Like that's just
And they're all OP too.
yeah,
in
that's the
different
normal what
ways.
you're watching. So it's like
Yeah,
yeah. So it's like you can't really fault the world rules or anything like that. It's like it's all explained. It's all right there, which is hilarious. That is in the same vein, I believe, as Fist of the North Star.
Oh, gosh.
yeah. That's like kind of the OG. I think that's like the first shonen, like the first modern shonen.
Yeah, it's serialized in Weekly Shonen Jump in the 90s.
Or I'm talking like, action adventure style.
Oh, sure.
Not just in the magazine, but
or in the 80s. Sorry, anime was in the 90s.
That
but
was
yeah, no,
like
like
the founding father.
Actually, the
yeah,
anime,
like I mean, it's
the anime came out in '84.
oh perfect. Yeah, no, like because you know it's a post-apocalyptic world, and you meet Kenshiro, and he's already that powerful because he's the successor of the martial art Hokuto Shinken, or the Fist of the North Star, or whatever. And they only teach it to one they only pass it on to one person.
Oh my
And,
God,
like-
Shindaru.
Yeah. And he's like the 63rd or 60 something successor of it. There were 60 other people before him who got it. It's kind of like Avatar. Like, you know.
Oh yeah, he's like the Avatar. Yep.
He's like the Avatar, yeah. And then
I'm the Avatar, and you gotta deal with it.
But yeah, like the whole point of the martial art is it's an assassination martial art in which like you hit certain points of the body that make it's like, you know, Kiss of the Dragon type shit. But like there's also a prequel that just aired like a year ago called Fist of the Blue Sky, which
I heard that was
like-
awful.
Yeah, it was really bad. I heard it was really bad. It's supposed to be about the guy who gives it to him. He's the main character. But anyway, that's kind of like in the same vein. Like you meet Kenshiro, and he's already, like that's like, you know, he's just trying to live his life, and then some shit goes down, and then he just goes, you know what, I'm gonna use my assassination martial arts style for good. I'm gonna assassinate people who deserve it, like assholes, and pose these fucking Mad Max gang looking motherfuckers. I'm gonna blow their heads up and shit.
Yeah,
And
wasn't
that's what
Fist of the
happens.
North Star kind of inspired by Mad Max? Because that was in the 70s, I think, wasn't it? The first one?
I think like the environment and all that. Yeah, I think it
Or maybe
definitely.
not. I should look that up.
It definitely might have
I'm
been.
guessing.
It definitely might have been. But yeah, it is that kind of post-apocalyptic world. Like it's like, you know, it's deserted. You know, people are wearing fucking chains and spikes
Oh yeah,
on
it was.
their
It
shoulders.
was directly inspired by Mad Max. The creator even said so,
Oh yeah, there you go.
or at least that was one of the big inspirations.
Yeah, because there was like a nuclear war that happened, and that's like the leftovers. But yeah, that's a good. I think that's a good example. That's like on some Yujiro Hanma shit.
Yeah, and branching off of that, JoJo, which was, you know, especially part 3, was inspired by Fist of the North Star with like the ultra muscly men, like the first 3 parts. Stardust Crusaders. You had I'm so bad at names. Jotaro, right? There's so many
Jotaro
JoJos.
Kujo.
Yeah, Jotaro with Star Platinum.
Yeah,
That is like the most overpowered stand. That in the world from Dio. Zoroardo.
the world. Yeah, Zoroardo. Yeah, freaking. But like they.
Like Dio is just an asshole with it too. He like makes, I think it's Polnareff. He's trying to walk up the stairs and approach him, and Dio just keeps fucking with him and resetting time. So he's like keep walking up the stairs.
That's such a troll. Like this is a troll thing. No, like that's another great one because like it's not just one character. Well, with Dio it is, but like it's about the Joestar family and how they get there, which is really cool. It's almost kind of like JoJo's Bizarre Adventure to me is like Castlevania, in which the Belmont family always fights Dracula. You know, which I think is another.
Well, especially
Kinda
those
good
first
example.
3 parts, it's like a classic adventure, like Fist of the North style. Fist of the North Star
Fist
style.
of
a
the
little
North
bit.
style?
Fist of the North style, my new clothing brand by Nick.
Yeah, dude, get it.
But then
get it
like
today.
later, JoJo just gets fucking weird, dude.
It just gets fucking weird. How weird?
Like, I don't know, man. I can't think right now. There's like an alien who can transform into a shoe or something. Well, actually,
What the
no,
hell?
it's even weirder. It's even weird in part 3. In part 3, it's super weird. There's like an orangutan that has its stand is a giant ship, and they have to fight that. And like
Okay.
in part 4, they almost lose to a rat who can like snipe them.
What the?
I don't know. And there's
Every time you
like
talk
this
about JoJo.
haunted alleyway in part 4 where like if they turn around and look, they'll get sucked into like death. I don't know.
See, again though with JoJo, it's very much like Fist of the North Star. It's like what Nick said. It's just like you go. It's like that. That's the world they live in. You know.
I mean,
It's
JoJo
nuts.
is like literally like it's like the game you played as a kid where you have to only walk in the shadows or you'll die, except that's somebody's stand.
Yeah.
So that's like the type of shit they do there.
It's that's in the same vein as.
Oh man, part 3. In part 3, they have to fight a baby whose stand is it like puts them to sleep and like steals their dreams and shit, and it's a baby who controls the stand.
What the hell? That's so ridiculous.
And then part 4, there's an invisible baby that Jonathan has to find.
That's why Nick likes it, dude, because it's just fucking out there. It's just like...
I'm not saying in any coherent manner. You actually have to watch it. It would make sense, kind of.
Yeah.
Sort of.
Any characters that we didn't mention that are bad or good? What do you guys think? I mean, I like how Nick put Uwe from K-On!
Dude, yeah, funny overpowered characters. We got Uwe from K-On! All right? It's bullshit, dude. She does everything perfectly. She's better than her older sister in every way. And, like, at one point, she stands in for Yui on the guitar, and they're like, does that sound too good to be Yui? It's like, she's, like, so overly polite and good at cooking and good at, like, school and everything, just always on time. It's bullshit. I don't believe it.
I remember that. I remember. That was fucking funny, dude. Yeah, that's kind of true. Like, yeah, because, like, Yui's, like, sick or something, right?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah. You also did write down Yugi from Yu-Gi-Oh, which, like,
I like there's a Pro Z. I think it's Pro ZD. He does a skit, and they're like, "All right, Yugi, we're gonna battle for your life." And Yugi's like, "Bring it on." And they're like, "Wait, Yugi, are you getting off on this?" He's like, "Don't kink shame me."
Yeah. If you watch, so like, Yu-Gi-Oh centers around the card game, but there was actually an anime before that called Season 0 where they played every villain that he fought against, they played a different game. Some of them were like mind games, like, oh, I'm going to drop this lighter and burn you alive if you don't do this or something. You know what I mean? It was like there was mind games and things like that. And Yugi was definitely overpowered. When he turns into Yami Yugi, anyway, he's overpowered. He just becomes this really devious, like, murderous fucking guy. And he's really intelligent. And he could literally make you...
He has, like, 3-tone hair colors.
He could literally make you do anything just by, like, talking to you. He's like an orator from Final Fantasy Tactics. He's just like, I'll make you feel like you're a piece of shit and you'll never want to do this again. And then he just does it somehow. And it's just, it's over. And then, whatever. So you don't really see it in the card game as much. The card game parts of it, because in the card game parts of it, there are a couple instances where he loses, and then at the end of that, of Yugi's series, like, they kind of discover why he's able to turn into the Pharaoh and things like that, and they kind of talk about why he's so powerful and whatever. But, like, yeah, that one's kind of goofy. That's a little goofy. You also put Levi.
Levi's not. Oh, we're going with the funny style. Stay on topic. Funny,
Golden Boy.
overpowered. Golden Boy.
That's a good one.
That's a pure comedy. He's good at everything he does, but he just gets into these wacky situations. And
so stupid, but
it's
then
hilarious.
all the
Like, it's a
girls
classic.
want him at the end when he's long gone.
Yeah,
And that
there
makes
you
him
go.
OP.
Honestly, the swimming episode is the best one.
Yeah, I like them all. They're all really. It's only 6 episodes, so it's an OVA. I don't know where it's
Swimming one
streaming.
is the
You can just
best
buy it.
one.
But
Sakamoto, dude.
you have to watch Golden Boy dubbed, English dub only.
Yeah, the dub is really funny. Sakamoto's another one.
Oh yeah,
How
haven't
do
you
you
heard?
like my swimming?
Yeah.
The best part about the dub is, like, the guy who voiced him has only voiced Golden Boy. He hasn't voiced anybody else.
God, he should do. He should
Legend.
Do more.
No, you have to keep the. You got to keep the mythos.
He's like retired champ. Just
Yes,
like win
exactly.
one match and just retire. Yeah.
Then you got
yeah.
Sakamoto. He's kind of like Golden Boy.
He's
Except
like good
he's
at
like-
everything.
He's overly
like-
refined and, like, really good looking, and everybody loves him. And they think he's like an alien or something. He might be an alien, but he's probably not. But he might be.
He's like really intelligent, really acrobatic.
Like, he's the kind of guy, like, somebody tries to prank him, they pull the chair out from underneath him, and he's just squatting.
Yeah, he just
that's how
stays in
overpowered
the
he
same
is.
position, sitting on air. Yeah,
That's bullshit.
only using his like leg muscles to stay up. Yeah. They're like, haha, and he's like, I'm Sakamoto. Like, that's it. That's the show. Like, that show's really good. I like that show. Yeah, dude. Yeah, I fucking...
Umaru, dude. Umaru-chan.
Oh, yeah, you put her on your Thanos team when we did the Thanos episode.
Oh, yeah, dude. God, what did I even say? I forgot what I said.
I don't
Dude,
know.
she's
Something about
hilarious.
she turns into a car or something, or I don't know. Or no,
No, she shrinks down.
she doesn't give a shit. That's her thing. Is like she will just.
No, she's like, the thing is, she's kind of like the main character in His and Her Circumstances. I forgot the girl's name. She's kind of like that, but when she gets home, because she's prim and proper and perfect at school, and everybody loves her, and she's like beautiful and smart and all that. But then when she gets home, she turns into a shithead, and she's just like really sloppy and like, and what do you call it? She just depends on her brother for everything, and it's fucking hilarious. But like she's overpowered because she's good at everything. She's like really good at video games, and you know.
What about the principal from Nichijou? He's just overpowered.
Dude, he beat that deer in
German suplex the deer.
one suplex.
With antlers at full strength, he took on a deer
All right,
at
what
full
feats
strength.
has he achieved? Could he be Superman? Well, he suplexed a deer in one try.
Yeah. Dude, you know who else is OP, dude? Torfin, because he's quick.
Oh,
Kind of
God.
quick though.
But
He's really
Moomin
quick.
Rider.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, Moomin.
Moomin Rider.
the ultimate OP.
Have you seen the bike?
Dude, that bike Sakuga alone, like, do you know how much like power he has over the animators?
The bike is clean, dude.
So stupid.
Oh, Yumiko Jabami. That's right.
Yeah, I just wrote that one down. She's kind of
Yeah.
funny.
Oh,
She's
God.
like the opposite of the girl from Babylon because Yumiko's fucking hot as shit, and
She
like
is.
she's, I don't know why, like you just like her more than, because she's not evil. She kind of like, she's kind of chaotic. She's just chaos pretty much.
She's just sadistic with like gambling, and
She's chaotic good.
I think she's
she-
chaotic good. Yeah,
Yeah, and she
but not really good.
She
Like,
much
barely.
rather. She much rather. She doesn't give a shit. She just wants to gamble. That's
No,
all.
she's
she wants
she's
to
chaotic
do.
neutral actually. She's chaotic neutral.
Like her main thing is she's so good at what she does because of how much she enjoys it. Like
Right.
that's like a big part of her character, and like she's that way when you meet her. So it's like, you know, but like, oh man, now I wanna read the manga. I heard the manga is really good. But yeah, Yumiko Jabami, that's a good one.
Yeah, Momonga from Overlord is kind of this, kind of similar to he. Well, the show starts out where
Heinz.
he's talking about the real world. Yeah, Heinz
Yeah.
Algo. He's talking about the real world, and then Overlord just turns into a pure fantasy. They're like, "Fuck the real world."
Right.
But
'Cause
he's like,
isn't-
the thing is, he has to calculate a lot. Like, he actually has to use like diplomacy and strategy, so he's not like omnipotent. Technically, although
Right.
his character is maxed out in every category.
yeah, and also like it's to the point where physical attacks don't matter because he's a skeleton. It's a
Yeah,
literal-
yeah. Dude,
yeah,
plus he has a
doesn't matter.
harem too.
Plus he's got a
Shit.
harem. They should just change that show from Overlord to change the title to Overpowered, just straight up, because that's what he is. One of my favorite scenes of that is like he's about to do this fight. I forgot what fight it is, but he ends up casting all of these buffs on him, and it was for for a whole 2 minutes. He was doing it. It was really fun.
Oh yeah, I think it was season 1, dude. He's fighting
yeah,
like
it was
some
in the, it
knight
was in
at
the
the end.
beginning. Yeah.
He just
not
fucking
beginning.
wrecks him. That's the best
Yeah,
part
yeah.
though. Is like the best part of Overlord is like seeing the enemies' faces when they realize how overmatched they are. They're like, "Oh shit!"
They're like, this was a mistake. Yeah.
Yeah, like they
Shit.
never had a chance going in.
No, never.
That's the best part.
But yeah, he's like casting armor buffs and magic shield buffs and stealth buffs, just like because he is maxed out in every category, like you said, so he can literally He literally has every buff spell at his disposal that is available to him, and it's just kind of like...
And like he has all these contingency plans too in case something happens, and like he doesn't need any of them.
He doesn't.
Like at first he doesn't.
But that's how smart he is too. Like he's a step ahead. So it's like...
Dude, what about Riding Bean?
Riding
covered
Bean
that
is
in an episode a while back,
and there's no explanation why.
This dude is like the ultimate 80s protagonist. Leather jacket, tight jeans, gets woken up with a frying pan. Like, he's basically indestructible. Like, this guy, he rips his hands through a door and pulls somebody out of it. Like, it's really stupid. Oh man,
this is like a realistic setting. Like, I mean, he's a cop, or not a cop. He's like a contract getaway driver guy.
Yeah,
and
he's a driver.
He's a driver, yeah, and then he works with. Now I forgot.
He works with the Gunsmith Cats.
Rally.
Yeah, Gunsmith Cats.
Before she was in Gunsmith Cats. Yeah, like, I mean, like...
This is like the Macho Man, like, action hero style overpowered character.
Yeah, beefy. He has, like, superhuman strength in a realistic setting. Not like Spider-Man level, you know, or anything like that, but, like, you know...
Like Baki level, probably.
You think he could take on Baki? Who do you got?
Well, it's somewhere in that
Not
world.
Not a chance.
He punched through a whole car door. Come on.
He punched through a car door.
He eats a pineapple raw. He doesn't even peel it.
Yeah, but Baki beat up a gorilla.
This guy ate a pineapple. All right.
This guy ate a pineapple.
Yeah, but Baki beat up a gorilla, or whatever that thing was.
Oh yeah, he eats like basically Sasquatch. He fights Sasquatch. At one point.
Sasquatch, whatever that thing was. I don't know.
Baki literally fights the fucking missing link. It's so ridiculous.
Dude, it's so fucking funny, dude. No, but Riding Bean is pretty OP. Like, he's just, and there's not really any explanation why.
Yeah,
they do like kind of mention it here and there, like, oh well, it's Riding Bean, so you know.
He's like Golgo 13 is like another version of Riding Bean, but
sure,
like
yeah,
more over the top. He's like James Bond on crack. I haven't seen Golgo 13, but I've heard about it. So
yeah, dude.
Hey Nick, what about Mine from Bookworm?
Oh yeah, no, because she's sickly. She can't be overpowered. She's just really smart.
But she knows a lot of stuff.
Yeah, but I wouldn't say that's overpowered though. She's like, she's a person who got trapped in a little girl's body, and she's like on death's door like every episode.
Yeah, dude. I don't know. I think lately, especially with all the isekais,
pretty much every isekai and harem protagonist.
Yeah, like there was that one where the title of the show that just came out last year or something, or earlier this year. The straight up name of the show is Isekai Cheat Magician. And it was like these two kids who get transferred, and it's like, oh, it turns out that they're really powerful magical users, and that's just it. That's just the story. That's it. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it wasn't, and it was serious too. It wasn't self-aware like the Cautious Hero one, or, you know, Kimono Michi, or any, you know, those ones, or Bofuri. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was legit. It was serious. They were like, oh, you know. But anyway, that's really funny. OP characters are funny. They can either be really funny, really badass, or just really dumb. And
yeah, the really dumb ones are basically like the Mary Sues or Gary Stews, like Kirito.
Yeah.
But the rest of the show carries Kirito, so
it's okay.
He's the poster child.
He's the poster child. Kirito, the Black Swordsman versus Guts, the Black Swordsman. Who do you got?
Dude, Kirito stomps.
Wow. Says the person who talks about Berserk all the time.
Kirito has no struggles, okay?
He's got no problems. Guts has trauma, PTSD, and I guess Kirito has some PTSD.
I don't even think Guts has PTSD. I don't think he has that.
You don't think so?
No, he's just fucking mad.
He's seen some things and some stuff. That's true.
He's
yeah,
just pissed off.
He's just mad about it.
His rage keeps him alive.
He never got trauma. He just got mad.
Maybe Guts could handle it. Actually, it'd be close. All right. Bloodlusted though, Kirito.
I like how we talked about it for just a second. You're like, oh, well.
Yeah.
That's why these discussions are funny, man. OP shit is funny. No, regardless, OP shit is funny. Whether it's, done bad or good, But the best ones are the ones where it's done good and it's funny. Like JoJo's or Saitama or Baki or...
Yeah, you got to add a little comedy in there. Or make every character OP. So you
Right.
don't quite know what's going to happen.
Right. Which is kind of like how Dragon Ball Super is now. Like, that's basically what it is. Like...
Yeah, but original Dragon Ball Z, like, Goku's like the other Kirito where he's just like, he's so overpowered. Like, he loses, but he doesn't lose. Like...
And then, like...
Goku's probably more likable than Kirito.
I don't like him. There, I said it. I'm sorry. I don't like Goku.
Kid
I don't
Goku
like-
is really likable.
Kid Goku is
Yes,
super
Goku
likable.
from when he's little up until like the Cell games.
Yeah, like Majin Buu.
Super likable.
Yeah, Cell. Yeah.
After that, I'm sorry. I'm
After that,
tired
Dragon Ball
of
Z got
Goku.
worse. So
I'm tired of Goku. Like,
yeah, no, Vegeta's the
I'm
best
done.
character in that show. Vegeta and Piccolo probably.
Well, at the beginning of Dragon Ball Z, they explain why Goku's been so powerful this whole time. Because it turns out he's an alien.
Because he's a
And
Saiyan.
Because
Yeah,
he's a Saiyan. And then
and
then,
the
like-
Saiyan race is overpowered.
halfway through DBZ, then they just go beyond that. It's like, forget it. That's all out the door now. Because now he's a god. Who cares?
I mean, if you think about it,
so
Krillin is like
stupid.
unbelievably overpowered for a human.
Krillin is...
He can hang with them, like
He
kinda.
can. Krillin is the most powerful human ever. Like,
But he fucking sucks.
yeah.
That's the funny part.
Well, they actually did like a
Oh my
whole
God.
like in Dragon Ball Super when they're training for the World of the Tournament of Power arc. They did this like 2-3-parter episode where Krillin is trying to train, and because he's like, I'm weaker than everyone.
Yeah, no
And-
shit.
they make him go into like this weird forest thing where he sees illusions of like enemies that he was afraid of. So like he fought like an illusion of like Nappa and some other shit. And then Krillin actually in the Tournament of Power itself lasted a long time, which is really cool. Like it was cool to see him and Piccolo and,
then-
Gohan and Tien get powerful
Goku
again.
probably just beats him without lifting a finger. He's like, haha, just like old times, Krillin, get wrecked, bitch.
Just like old times. Oh man. No, it's pretty cool. No, actually no, dude. When they're training, Goku goes to check on everyone and they're training, and he goes to check on Krillin, and they fight for like a good 5 minutes before
Yeah,
Goku
Goku was
just
at like 5% power probably.
I think he said he was like at 50 or 60 or something, yeah. He didn't go Super Saiyan until the end. He like went Super Saiyan 1. Obviously, if he went to like Super Saiyan 3, he could take out Krillin. But as a Super Saiyan, Krillin would have never been able to do that before, which I think is really cool. Anyway, doesn't matter. Krillin's the most powerful human. That's all that matters. He's the most powerful human on Earth. If Goku and aliens and androids and all that shit wasn't on Earth, Krillin would be the hero. He'd be their Earth's guardian. And just
I mean, anybody but Yamcha.
Man, Yamcha was like, when you first meet him in Dragon Ball, he was actually like kind of a threat, like and scary in a way. And then like
Even Goku said it too. Like Goku had a difficult time fighting Yamcha in the beginning.
yeah. And then in the beginning of Dragon Ball Z, they're doing all that training on King Kai's place when him and Tien and Chaozu are dead. And it's like, then after that, he's just, it doesn't matter. Who cares? The last thing you see Yamcha do action-wise is get killed by Android 20 and then revived with a Senzu Bean, and that's it. He doesn't do anything else after that. Oh, well, I guess he was there for the Cell games. He was one of the people shooting at Cell when the Kamehameha happened, but that's the last thing you see him do ever. He never does anything after that. He's a punk bitch. All he cares about is girls and, yeah. That's all that matters. Anyway, let us know what some of your favorite OP characters are. Let us know what you think are some dumb ones. Anything we missed, mention it to us on the Discord or Twitter or whatever. And yeah, dude, let us know. That being said, I've been Sam, that's Nick, and Danny, and we've been the Anime Summit Podcast. Oh, you know what I should have said for the break? I should have said I'm going to go charge for 5 episodes. I'll be right back.